Hey there, everybody. It's the Healthy Happy Hour. Glad to have you on here today. Today we're talking about Peruvian chicken. It's also known as pollo a la brasa. Yeah, pollo a la brasa. Now, if you're in Peru, this might be done a different way, but we're going to do it our way today. I'll tell you about how they do it differently and how we're going to do it as we go along. It's also got a great green sauce, which is Aji Verde. Now, verde obviously means green. Aji means peppers, so it's got jalapenos in it, and it's just a green sauce. And there's going to be dollops of that on our chicken. So let's talk about our chicken first. We're using chicken thighs, and we're going to take these chicken thighs, and we are going to put them in a bag because we're going to marinate these. So we're going to put these in a bag, and we're going to create a marinade. So our marinade consists of a quarter cup, of soy sauce. That's going to give us our saltiness. Now, remember, when you're doing a marinade, you want it to be very salty and very garlicky. It's going to be way too much to the taste. But remember, this is going to soak inside the meat. So it's not going to be too salty or too garlicky when the time comes. So that's why we're using so much soy sauce, and we'll get to that garlic in just a moment. Also, we've got half of a lime. So I'm going to take this lime, and I'm going to juice it in there. So we'll put half a lime juice, half of a juiced lime, I guess you call it, in there. We're also going to be serving some baby spinach in this today. So we'll be doing some spinach here in just a little while, too. That's a great side dish for pollo a la brasa. So that's going to go in there, that little bit of lime. Take that out and set that aside. We're going to use that again later. We're putting in some olive oil. Here's a tablespoon of olive oil. You got to have something to coat the meat for it to stick on. Here's some cumin. Cumin's going to give it a little earthy flavor. Now, we talked about how this is made generally in Peru. They do it one of two ways. They either do this over a rotisserie with an entire chicken, or they might do it in a barbacoa. They might dig a pit and create the coals in there and put banana leaves or something like that over it to steam it and to roast it like that. Also, some paprika. We want that color, that dark color on it to look almost blackened. Sometimes that's one of the things that they do is call this blackened chicken in Peru, or at a Peruvian restaurant that you might go to. There's a little bit of oregano. The oregano is going to give it that sweet taste that oregano has. So the oregano is going to go in there for that little bit of it. Now, we got a couple other things that's going to go in. Here's some salt. In addition to just the soy sauce, we want some salt in there too. And we've got, let me set that chicken over there for just a minute. Aren't those great looking chicken breasts? Those are available at Quality Foods. That's our sponsor, Quality Foods, in the Town Plaza Shopping Center in Toccoa. So I am taking these garlic cloves. We got 5 garlic cloves here. So I'm going to go ahead and just smash the outer covering off of these. Okay, that's it right there. And let me take the covering off of this one as well. Got anybody watching today, sweetheart?
Nathan Marchman.
Nathan Marchman. Man, I hope you're doing well, Nathan. It's good to have you in. I got a whole bunch of new followers and a bunch of new friends this week on Facebook. So I'm hoping a lot of them will tune in tonight. Certainly they will. I think they became friends so that they would tune in for the racing show coming up Thursday night. We got a great racing show, so we hope you stay tuned for that. I forgot to get out my garlic press. So I've already peeled these garlic, basically. So I'm going to press them into this mixture right here. And I'm just going to take that and do this little number right here for a minute. So we're going to get as much of this squeezed out of this garlic as we can. Remember, I told you we want it very garlicky as well as very soy-y or very salty. So we're going to take that and run our knife down there. And then we're going to probably clean this out right now because that gets very, very sticky. Oh, and I forget I have this side right here that helps me to clean it out. Isn't that cool? Just helps to clean it right out and get all of that stuff that won't mince in there. So we're going to put these other 2 garlic cloves in right now.
Gene Heron is watching.
Gene?
Jimmy Robinson.
Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy sent me a message a minute ago. I think he was getting ready for the show. So this is the best garlic press I have ever found. And it is just a Walmart special. You know, used to when you say, oh, I got it at Walmart, people went, oh, Walmart. But now Walmart's got some pretty decent stuff, especially when you look at the things like the Pioneer Woman line and those kind of things. Very impressed with some of the things they've got at Walmart. Okay, so that's everything we need going in there. So now we take our chicken and we're going to spread this out. Look at those thighs. They're boneless thighs, and they will spread out and open up. And so we're going to put them right in that mix right there. Now, this best if at least an hour, if this goes in the fridge, preferably overnight if possible. You want those flavors to really meld in there as best possible. So we're going to stick those in the fridge, and through the magic of television, we pull out some that have been marinating for the last couple of hours. So those are going to go in, and while we're doing this, I'm going to use this today. I'm going to use my, got both of them going, so that's good. I just had them going too much, didn't I? Let me get this back over here like this. We're going to heat this up, and we're going to use our on-stove grill, I guess you call that, sweetheart. Our on-stove grill. Debbie and I have had quite an experience the last couple of days. Last Thursday, right after this show, actually, I think it happened on Wednesday night, our air conditioner went out. And, boy, that was an experience. First of all, it got very hot, very, very hot. It was up in the 90s in our house. So I'm going to throw this away while we're talking here. It got up to the 90s. And so luckily, we have a second unit that's in our downstairs. So we were able to kind of exist downstairs. And, man, we got prices all over the country for air conditioning units. And we wound up spending $6,000 on a unit. But that was the best price we found. It was just really good because we got a new guy, very impressed with him. So if you want to know his name, if you have air conditioning needs, it is Tim Dodgens. Yeah, Tim Dodgens. And I told him I would tell everybody about him because he does such a good job. So if you need air conditioning work, it's TNT Air Conditioning, TNT AC and Heating. And it's Tim Dodgens. So Tim did a great job. Finished it up yesterday. It cooled all night last night. It got us comfortable, and we're back in here today. I was thinking about all kinds of ways that I could do something that's microwavable, because that's all we have downstairs is a microwave. I was trying to see if I could do a healthy happy hour with just microwavable items, or if I could do one at the grill outside and not burn up out there. So I had all kind of ideas of what I was going to do. Luckily, we're back in here in the cool today, so that's a good thing.
David Cash is watching.
David Cash and my buddy David.
And David Vascoco. Vascu. Oh.
You wouldn't know that.
No, I wouldn't.
His daughter races with us at Atlanta Motorsports Park.
Oh.
And I had to learn how to say Alyssa Vascu because it looks like it'd be something else. But it's Alyssa Vascu. She's going to be one of my guest hosts on the radio show.
Oh, great.
Yeah, she is the coolest thing. I am so tickled to have Alyssa. I think we're going to do that here in a couple of weeks. I've already talked to her about it, and she said she was up for it, and her dad, Bruce, said he was okay with it. So I think we're going to have Alyssa on, and she's going to co-host with me. And I'm always excited to bring along young talent. You know, I had Lincoln Massey in not long ago, and it's just great to see these young kids and let them get some experience behind the mic. I am so impressed with Alyssa's vocabulary, her way of presenting things, and not only that, her knowledge of what's going on the racetrack. So looking forward to having Alyssa Vascu on with me.
Carolyn Wilson is watching.
Carolyn, I haven't heard from Carolyn in quite a while.
And Cherie.
Cherie is always watching.
Todd Kinman.
I think Cherie had some kind of a trip this past weekend, didn't she?
Oh, really?
Todd Kinman, yeah. Todd's been working on quite a deal with. He's been grading for some areas. He's been showing that on Facebook lately. So Todd, looks like y'all are doing yeoman's work over there where you're at. So that's a good thing. All right. So while I've got this, you see everything's bubbling and getting kind of nice and cozy here. We're going to take our marinated chicken and we're going to put it on here. Got a little bit of sizzle going. That's always a good thing. So we're going to let those go right there. It only takes about 10 minutes, maybe 12 minutes, a few minutes on each side. So while that's going, we got other things that's going to be happening. The Verde sauce that I was telling you about, the Aji Verde. Now we're going to do this in the food processor. Meanwhile, I told you we're going to do this a side of spinach, so I'm going to go ahead and get my spinach going too. I'm going to get my pan going for it. For this, here's what we need to do, and I need to get this out of the fridge. I had left my mayo in the fridge. I got a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. So that's going to go in. And just put this in
Outland
the
is watching.
Do what?
Wesley Outland.
Wesley, man, when are we going to get together and do another race? I am doing the Rusty Jordan Memorial Race. Yeah, I'm coming out of retirement to do that one for the family and for Livonia Speedway. So, Wesley, we're going to cross paths again, I can guarantee you. So for the verde sauce, I want to add in this jalapeno, and I want to take it and slice it up just a little bit. Now, there's one of two things you can do here. We can either make it very hot and leave everything in it as is, or we can take a little paring knife and we can take out the ribs and the seeds. That's where all the heat is. So let's do that. For Debbie's sake, let's do that, okay?
Yeah. Deanne Shelton is watching.
Deanne, man, I tell you what, it is just not the same at the racetracks without our buddy Peanut. Just isn't the same. I lost him in the off season this year, and such a shock to everybody to lose Peanut. I'm just going to roughly dice these because the food processor is going to pretty much take care of it. So we're going to dump these in with no seeds, or at least very, very minimal seeds. We're also going to put in some garlic. So the garlic is going to go in. Now this garlic, I can just put it in, once I peel it, just put it in whole because the food processor is going to take care of all of this. So we will take the paper off the outside. Well, I don't know why they call this paper. It's kind of a papaya looking kind of thing, but it's always just been called paper instead of covering or out, or out shell or whatever you might want to call it. So that's in there. So we're going to put a couple of cloves of garlic in there, and we'll put some lemon juice, or some lime juice. Now we got this half lime over here that we didn't use a while ago. So I'm going to use the juice of this other half lime in here. I'm going to put that in as well. And some garlic. I've already got the garlic in. We're going to put some salt in. And a little bit of pepper. And I'm using like a 1/4 teaspoon, just a little bit of ground black pepper in there. And let's see, anything else that needs to go in. We're going to blend this until it's smooth. No, we'll put that cilantro in just a minute. So we're going to blend this until it's smooth. Okay, now we're going to add oil, and I'm just going to drizzle this oil in. Now, this is already an emulsion because an emulsion is the mayonnaise. The mayonnaise is an emulsion. So putting the oil in, we can dump it in all at once. It doesn't have to be drizzled in like you're trying to emulsify it with vinegar and make a vinaigrette or something like that. The emulsion is already done. So we're just going to pour the oil in. And we're going to let that go for a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, our skillet's getting hot. We're going to put a little bit of chicken broth in right there. So a little bit of chicken broth goes in. And then we will sweat this. Oh, wow, I almost lost that. I thought that was a hinge thing. We're going to sweat this spinach. Now, this is just baby spinach. Okay, so we're going to stop that. Now we're going to put in cilantro. Now, remember with cilantro, you can put in stems and all. There's a lot of flavor in the stems in cilantro. So unlike basil, you can actually put the stems of cilantro in. So let's see what we got here now. This is going to create our Aji Verde, which means green pepper sauce. All right, so I think we've got that in pretty good shape. So the Aji Verde is complete right. Oh, that looks so good. Let me put this aside right here. And I'm going to put this in a bowl. I've got a little bit of cilantro leaves that didn't quite get blended up, so we will just take care of that in a minute and not put those in there. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to take the back of my spoon and I'm going to do this. Oh, that is so good. Oh man, that's good. We're going to take this chicken now. We're going to turn it over. See how it gets that dark look to it? That's that Peruvian way of doing things. Meantime, we've got our spinach over here. And here's a couple of things we want to do to this spinach. We want to wilt it down, and then we're going to put just a little oil in it. And that's going to help to kind of season it a little bit. We're going to put a little salt and pepper, and we're also going to put a little bit of garlic in it. So we're going to put garlic in there as it continues to go on down. Meanwhile, our chicken is doing well. That's looking fine. It's going to need about another 4 or 5 minutes and kind of push it down. It's okay. You don't want to do this with beef because you're pushing out juices. But with chicken, it's okay to do that. Remember, with chicken, we might even pound it to get it thinner so it'll cook faster. So everything is looking good as far as that goes. I'm using these tongs. These tongs are very special to me. These were my sister's. They were in her apartment when she passed away. She died last year, and just this past Sunday, she would have celebrated her 84th birthday. And so I wanted to use those tongs today as a special thing for Carolyn, just to remind. Matter of fact, I mentioned a few moments ago that I was thinking of doing a show where we use only the microwave. Well, when she moved into her assisted living area, she was writing a cookbook on how to exist and how to make great healthy dishes using only a microwave. So she was in the midst of doing that whenever she passed away, so she didn't have time to complete it. But I thought that was a good thing, and I'd love to show people how to do that as well. All right, so this is cooking on down. We want most of this chicken broth to evaporate out of there, and that's going to give us the consistency we want for our spinach. By the way, I mentioned the Champ Racing Show tomorrow night. We got some great guests lined up. Harley Holden is going to join us on the show. We got some first-time winners that are going to be with us. Caleb Peppers got his first win ever at Winder Bear Speedway this past Saturday night. He's going to join us on this program. Mike Oglesby, I've been talking back and forth with Mike today. He said I stopped in once and said hey to him, even though I didn't remember that. At Livonia, he's been a winner the last few weeks in Modified Street at Livonia. He's going to join us on the program. Kevin Stevens. Kevin said, he said, you're really scraping the bottom of the old man barrel by getting him on. But he was a winner this past weekend. It's going to be good to have him on. He's been a friend for a whole lot of years. So we're looking forward to that. Got several others that are going to be on with us as well. And, of course, we're looking forward to having Matthew Lance that used to be at Hartwell Speedway. Of course, everybody remembers Matthew. He used to race back years ago. Matthew's going to be my co-host, so we're looking forward to that tomorrow night. That'll be on at 7 o'clock, 7 to 9, right here on Facebook Live. You get the behind-the-scenes look when you're on Facebook. If you tune in to 99.3, all you get is the interviews, the commercials, and you get some music. Matthew and I talk about all kind of crazy stuff behind the scenes when the music's playing on radio. So tune in to Facebook Live if you can. All right, so our spinach is looking really good now. So now we want to add in just a little bit of oil. And I think that's just a little too much oil for what I want. So I'm going to put that oil in.
Daniel Hamrick is watching.
Daniel, man, I tell you what, we have had some great racers tuning into this program, and I appreciate that so much.
Ginger Autry.
Ginger, there's another former racer. They sold out. Roger sold all of his stuff, and they've been going to the beach and doing all kinds of things. Ginger, we've been watching you. We've been keeping up with y'all. So we're going to mince that garlic in there as well. And I'll take my little paring knife and just pull it off the edge. So we want the garlic to kind of exude its flavors out of that oil that we put in there. So isn't it amazing how much spinach you start out with?
I know, how little you wind up with.
Well, that was like $6 worth of spinach to get just a serving and a half out of it. You know, nobody said eating healthy is cheap, but the thing is you don't eat that much, and it's so much better for you till it's just, you just got to do it. Yeah, you just got to do it.
Danny Gant.
Danny Gant. I tell you what, Mr. Gant he's had some difficulty with his race car this year, but Mr. Calhoun has done as absolute best he could in that ride.
What kind of oil did you use?
That is canola oil. Well, it depends. I've been using... Let me start over. I used canola oil to wipe down my grill because I really don't care about the health benefit. I'm just trying to keep it from sticking. Now, when it comes to other things, I'm using olive oil, but I'm not using this. This is extremely expensive, extra virgin olive oil. I'm just using a standard olive oil for all of these things. If I was doing like a oil and vinegar salad dressing or something that needed to taste, I would use this. Otherwise, I'm just using a standard olive oil, and it comes in this great wine bottle.
No, it doesn't.
Not really. I put it in that wine bottle because it's, I don't know why I have a wine bottle. That is normally not our thing, and certainly not our thing is Crown Royal, but I love my Crown Royal canola oil bottle as well. Who knows where I came up with those things from the past, but anyway. Now you notice this is getting really pretty. Look at that. Look how nice that looks. So I'm going to move these things out of the way, and I'm going to go ahead and plate up a little bit of this right now. So I'm going to take the spinach, and I'm going to put it in a bowl. I expected a lot more spinach than this, so I got a bigger bowl. And here's the way that you plate this up and make it look pretty. I'll show you in a second. Let me get more of the spinach out of here.
Put it all in there.
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
It's just I'm having a hard time with these tongs getting it all picked up. Okay, so there we go. All right, so the spinach goes in there. Now here's what we want to do. We want to take another lime, and we're going to garnish this with some lime wedges. So not only am I going to make lime wedges, like so.
Debbie Roberts is watching.
Debbie Roberts, yeah, I'll be with her. She'll be scoring that race at Livonia, so I'll be sitting up there alongside her. Boy, it's been a while since we sat alongside each other scoring a race and announcing, hadn't it? So we're looking forward to that coming up on July 5th. So I'm going to use those as part of my garnish. So let's take this off, and I'm going to use this one right here to create one of our bowls. And I like to cut this on the angle, on the bias, just so it kind of looks nice and has a lot of surface area for our Verde sauce. So we're going to take a plate, and we're going to put this massive amount of spinach right there. I need to split that up, but that's good. We'll do that. And I'm going to take the Verde, and I'm going to put it in like so. Pardon me, the pollo a la brasa. And I want to garnish that with some little pieces of lime all around. And then we'll take some of our Verde sauce, Aji Verde. This is a pepper sauce. And I just want to dollop that. Just dollop it around. And that's it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's Peruvian chicken. You can get this in any Peruvian restaurant. When's the last time we saw a Peruvian restaurant?
I don't know.
But anyway, you can get this at Peruvian restaurants. But why not make it at home? It's so flavorful and so good. You'll enjoy it. It is actually their name in Peru is called pollo a la brasa. That's what you're looking for. Pollo a la brasa with ají verde, and that is pepper sauce, and that's what's on it. So anyway, enjoy it. Have a good time. If you just like the video, remember, if you like it, I'll send you the recipes, and you can make it yourself. And let me know how you do when you make these kind of things, okay? I'd love to know. All of our people that are on our weight loss program with us, they would love to know, too, because they love to make sure that everything is on the up and up and that we can make some flavorful things. And we always like to eat flavorfully, even though we're eating healthy. Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks so much. See you.